I found my calling for weather while reporting in Great Falls, Montana. What makes that area challenging to forecast is unique weather from peaks to valleys around the Rocky Mountains. Now I'm trading in my ski boots for rain boots. Being from Georgia and having family in Florida, it's great to be back in the Southeast and help you enjoy all the things that make the Big Bend and South Georgia so amazing. So whether you're heading out to Wakulla Springs or if it's harvest time in Decatur County, I'm here to make sure you're the first to know before the weather changes.
First to know meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.
It's time for Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Breaking down game-changing plays, momentum-shifting moves, the inside scoop on the team, and what's next for the Noles. It's the ultimate FSU football experience. Live from Cush's in the heart of Tallahassee, ABC 27 presents Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Sponsored by these businesses.
Well, great crowd on hand, and rightly so. It's been a minute since we've been back here at Cush's in College Town, but we are excited to be back. We got a packed house, excited to be here as well, and I know we've got an excited head coach because his football team's 2-0 right now and playing at a high level. Mike Norvell here with us, Inside Seminole Football. Coach, always great to see you, and congratulations on an excellent start to the season.
Well, definitely appreciate it. You know, so very proud of our team, and I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Missed you guys. It has been a while, but, I do want to say that these last 2 weeks, obviously the game down in Orlando, and then, Saturday night, what an incredible performance by our fan base. I mean, the atmosphere was just remarkable. The support. I mean, I'm not ready to sign up for any more 8:40 kickoffs, but I tell you, it was amazing. Even with how that game finished up, just how many people were there, throughout the course of the game. I mean, it's just such great support for our student athletes, and it's what makes being a Seminole so very special. So, definitely a round of applause to our fan base for just an incredible output.
Took over Orlando. The line I use is continually, impressed and never surprised by this fan base because of they always bring it. They always come out. And there was a moment for me in the booth on Saturday night where, like you said, Doak under the lights, 75,000 fans, and it's like we get to do this for a living. I mean, it's special because of what you guys bring to the table. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just tremendous.
Well, and I think you could feel that passion for our players, and that's one thing. Looking back over the last couple of weeks, just how hard our guys have played. You could tell and truly see the preparation and the work they put in through the off season. I mean, we have a well-conditioned football team, and it's one that's playing fast. They're playing physical. They're finishing plays and finishing games, and that's one of the things that we challenge them at the beginning. We tell them that we're going to push them hard, and the training is what's going to be able to build the confidence when you're in that fourth quarter, when you're in that second half, and I think that just our second half performance throughout the course of the game has really showed just the work that they put in. I'm really proud of them for that, and excited just to continue to get better.
Yeah, I know you talked about the quick turnaround, but kind of walk everyone through last week, and you get back late Sunday night, and you gotta get it back going once again. Monday morning. Yes, correct. Into Monday morning for that Saturday night game, and a program in Southern Miss that you have a ton of respect for. Will Hall, somebody that you know very well, and kind of walk us through last week as you're day by day taking the steps to get this team prepared to play another game.
Well, we knew going into the summer this was going to be a short week, so we actually spent a lot of time doing our summer prep for Southern Miss. And I knew when we got into camp that the LSU we got some preliminary work, but we knew that work would be there. But we got back I think got in bed about 4:30 there on Monday morning, and we were in a staff meeting at 8 a.m. So we had a quick turnaround. But our coaches, man, they're remarkable, and they've worked extremely hard, and last week was a lot of late nights, just getting everything set because just like I told our players, Saturday night was an identity game, and it's when you kick off the season Sunday night in the grand stage, prime time, every eye, I think it was like over 9 million people watched that LSU game across the country. I mean, that's not one to get not hard to get up for. And our guys, they went and they got a convincing win. But then coming back the next week, I wanted to see improvement. I wanted to see a purpose, a passion to correct the mistakes that were made, to come out and perform at a high level. And we didn't play a perfect perfect game, Saturday night, but you saw the intent. You saw the way that our guys approached it. We were very aggressive in how we played. We're very aggressive in how we coached, and I was really pleased to have the outcome that we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Time now for our truest hero of the game from Southern Miss. Truist, a proud partner of Seminole Athletics and the official retail bank of FSU Athletics. Care, it's a total bank changer. See how at truist.com. A lot of names we can throw out here from the performance on Saturday night and the win over Southern Miss. Win with Trey Benson. Tied a career high with 3 touchdowns. Found his way into the end zone with a couple of short yardage run, an impressive 19-yard run. And then, Coach, that weaving run from 42 yards out. The vision and athleticism shows what Trey's all about right there.
No, absolutely. And Trey's done a great job early in this year. And I think he had 9 carries, was over 8 yards per carry there on Saturday night. But I mean, you felt his presence, and also in the LSU game in the second half, had a couple really tough and physical runs that created explosive plays. And so I was excited for Trey to get in the end zone 3 times, and he definitely his work ethic and what he's poured into it. I mean, he's well deserving.
Yep. Mike Norvell's Florida State football team 2-0 at number 3 in the country, ladies and gentlemen. And we're excited to talk about this group and celebrate the success stories as we're live from Couche's here in College Town. Come enjoy good food, good folks, and good times at Couche's Bayou Rouge. Couche's offers authentic South Louisiana cuisine and some of the best burgers and wings in town. Coming out to Couche's in College Town, the home of Inside Seminole football. Just getting going as the Noles open up ACC play coming up on Saturday afternoon. We'll talk about that and more when we return as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening. All right, we're rolling along here on Monday night. Mike Norvell's Florida State football team 2-0, number 3 in America in all of college football. As the most recent polls unveiled yesterday, and Florida State second to only number 1 Georgia in first place votes as well in the new polls that have been released. And the offense, coach's offense, this FSU group, they are humming 111 points through 2 games. That's the most since 2012, Noles fans, as this group went down to Orlando and routed LSU 45-24, and then put a hurting on Southern Miss 66-13 on Saturday night. Time now for What's on Tap here with everything going on around Florida State athletics and FSU football. And it's brought to you by Oyster City Brewing Company, the official craft beer of the Florida State Seminoles and FSU athletics. Check out the tap room on Gain Street, and also Legacy Lager now out as well. Congratulations, Brian Penske and number 5 FSU soccer coach. A 1-0 win over Florida yesterday afternoon here in town. Now 5-0 on the season. Jody Brown, the game winner late in that match. Congratulations to Florida State soccer. And Tuesday night, get to historic Tully Gymnasium as Chris Poole and Florida State volleyball. They have the rivalry matchup with Florida tomorrow night. It's a 6 p.m. first serve. And congrats to Coach Poole on picking up win number 900 all time. Just the 8th head coach in Division I history to achieve that mark, and 1 of 2 active in the country right now. This is a tight-knit coaching group at FSU, right? You guys are constantly supporting, bouncing ideas off of one another in different programs and sports.
No, absolutely. And it's the people that make the place. And, I think that's where you see the coaching staffs at different teams. I mean, it is truly remarkable. And, I saw the soccer girls are coming in on Friday, I think it was, before we played. And, they were just, prepping for their game on Sunday. And, just the support that they have for our guys, the support that our guys have for them. I mean, it's truly special. And, they did put some pressure on us because every sport got off to a great start. So when we kicked off, we figured out we better bring it up on our end of our end of the bargain. So I'm glad our guys have kind of rose to the challenge. But great start for all the fall sports, and you're really proud of all Seminoles.
What's this week like now? I know the last couple of weeks you guys are so locked into routine. Some days you're probably like, okay, what day is it? Getting ready for a Sunday night game and coming back. Does it feel like more of a routine-esque type of feel?
Yeah, I mean, this is actually our first traditional week, and so as I talked to, we had a staff meeting this morning, and trying to get into that routine. The great thing about it is, other than the bye week, I mean, this is going to be a routine throughout the course of the season. So, I'm big on that structure and the kind of the organizational approach to how we prepare, but it's good to kind of be able to take a deep breath and get into that routine. But I've been proud of our guys of how they've been able to adapt and adjust, and we've got off to a great start. And now, just like I mentioned earlier, as we go into conference play, now we have to crank it up a notch. And we have everybody has dreams, aspirations, things that we want to accomplish, but that all comes into place this week of going to get better and going to play our best game. Go into Boston College. Obviously this is it's a team that's very tough, very physical. They're gonna live in the trenches of what they do. They've got a talented offensive line, very talented defensive front as well. So for us, it's about going and playing our ball and just continuing to improve on the things we've done. And I'm excited to watch our guys play.
Yep, I know we talk a lot about your offense, and rightly so. But when I asked you after the game early Sunday morning, what you were most impressed about, you brought up your defense right away. It was the first thing you talked about, and how dominant your first team group was on Saturday night.
Yeah, that was there were a couple of communication issues that we had in the first half of the LSU game, and all the right intentions. Our guys, they really have been working hard, and there was a mistake here or there, and I saw a much improved team when it came to that Saturday night. There was still a handful of issues that we had, and but I thought that our forcing unit did a great job of stopping the run. That was a talented running back, a guy that's going to play the game for a long time. A big offensive line, and but we were able to create a pass rush, disrupt the quarterback. I thought our guys were totally dominant in our cash down situations, third downs. I mean, the first defense did not allow a third down or fourth down conversion, which is remarkable. But I mean, I love the mindset of how our guys responded and really kind of rose to the challenge for that improvement.
Yep, and I know Coach Fuller talks about mission takeaway and likes to discuss that and really preach that to his guys. Not much better when the defense can take it to the house and put some points on the board like Jarian Jones did with that pick six in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a special play, and Jarian he's done such a good job in his time here, and he's grown so much as a young man, as a player. He's really developed himself into being a leader for this team. And you see, he had to deal with a slight injury during fall camp and missed about a week and a half, and did everything in his power to be back for the LSU game. Was able to be played, but was still a little bit limited. And then last week, really got back into the full swing of it. But to have that pick six, his first pick six, in college, and that was really the stamp of kind of the for us, we had this game into balance, and was exactly the start that we wanted in the second half.
Yep. Adam Fuller also today identified Dennis Briggs as a guy that's really come out and been extremely effective and disruptive through the first two games. What have you seen?
No, I mean, he's been so very active. And, we knew during fall camp, in spring practice, Dennis, he's really come into his own. And, he's a very active player. He's got great experience, great length and agility. But, in first two games, got a couple sacks, is taking advantage of each opportunity that he's getting. And, just excited about where this season can continue to go for him. But what I love is that you see the depth among that defensive front, and we're playing 10, 12 guys up front, and that allows us to stay fresh, allows us to be able to attack in a wide variety of ways. And Dennis is one that's definitely taken another step in his game.
Yeah, a lot of young guys able to get in that contest Saturday night. 102 players. Got in there. That's the most for you, right?
No,
that's unbelievable.
That's a lot of players.
That's a lot of guys.
But it's a great it's a testament to the work those guys put in. And I think when you see all the true freshmen that got extensive action, and when you come in as a freshman, everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants more. The opportunities are there, but to have that type of workload, you can really see exactly where somebody's at. And it's one thing to do it on the practice field, but when you get out on the game, competitive basis where you have to make the check, you have to make the adjustment, you got to do things in the most efficient manner. You can see the areas where you have to get better, and you also see the areas where that that we have to be cleaner in how we operate there. But then you also saw some just tremendous plays.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned Blake Nicholson. I'm so excited about what I've seen from him. I think he's going to be just a really special player as he continues to progress. We have him on the fast track, and we've got some great linebackers in that room. But he's trying to forge himself into that rotation, and doing a great job in special teams. That young defensive back group is going to be a really great group to watch grow up and continue to develop. Left a couple interceptions out there that, but they showed they were in the right spot, doing the right things, and so you're definitely excited about what we're seeing from them.
Conrad Hussey almost had on his first ever play. Almost had that pick. I thought he sold it well,
yeah,
Coach. He knew what to do with it when he didn't quite have it. He almost fooled him
Absolutely.
in there. Yeah, absolutely right. Well, 66-13, the final. It was a dominant performance by Mike Norvell's Florida State football team, now 2-0 here on this young season. Coming up next, we'll talk about this FSU offense, and we got a special guest tonight. Mr. Keon Coleman is here with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as well. What a start for that young man in his first 2 games in an FSU uniform. Hey, visit Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps and register for the chance to win a VIP experience to the Miami game. Winner gets hotel accommodations, 4 tickets to the game, 4 hospitality passes, and Knowles gear. Register today at Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps. More to come live from Couches in College Town, having fun on a Monday night as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. All right, having a lot of fun. Mike Norvell's Florida State Seminoles 2-0, number 3 in the polls in college football. Wins over LSU and Southern Miss. Getting ready for the ACC lid lifter this upcoming weekend. A noon Eastern kick at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hills against Boston College. And taking on, announced earlier today, the Clemson game next weekend is a noon kick as well. I'm going to thumbs down on that from the fans. They're not too excited about that announcement there overall. How about we open things up this segment, a Chick-fil-A stat nugget as we talk this Florida State offense. We've got Keon Coleman coming up and momentarily. Also, Chris Thompson will be here, deputy head coach and tight ends coach here at Florida State University. Chick-fil-A stat nugget, 66 points scored by FSU on Saturday night. Their highest point total since scoring 77 against Delaware State in 2017, and most versus an FBS opponent since scoring 80 versus Idaho in the 2013 national championship season. I'll take it one step further. It's the most points scored versus a current member of an FBS conference since the Noles scored 72 against Wake Forest back in 1995. So some historically great stuff from you guys on Saturday night.
You did some research
I
there.
I looked a little deep on that one. That's called a rabbit hole, Coach. I went down. But you saw it from all across the board. Starters, backups, young guys got in. They were rocking.
Yeah, it was guys, seizing their moment, and we talk about that as we go into each game. You never know how many plays you're going to get. You never know what circumstances might present themselves, but you have to be ready. And I was really proud of our guys. We went in at halftime. It was great. I think we were up 31-3 at that time, But
yep.
I challenged our guys. I was like, let's go. I want to see how you respond. And it's everybody talks about how you respond to adversity, but I want to see how you respond to success. What statement are you willing to make? Came out and got a quick stop defensively, went down, scored a touchdown offensively, and then the pick six, and that was really just a tremendous start in the second half, and we were able to roll some guys that were able to get in, and I love the mindset. I love seeing our guys get an opportunity to go out there and compete, and had some big plays. Marquise Douglas had a big touchdown catch. I thought Tate did a great job. He was 3 for 30,
yeah.
2 touchdowns, and was very effective. Vendravius Jacobs got his first touchdown catch, but and then we mentioned some of the young defensive players that were able to go in there and kind of stand out. So it was a wonderful night for us, and a lot of good work for our guys, and something that we can build upon as we go throughout the season.
Your depth, you've built that along your offensive line. Both Rob Scott, Maurice Smith unable to go, and you plug and play in a lot of ways with Darius, and obviously on the other side with Bless Harris as well at that left tackle spot. that's why you got it, right? Because those guys are going to get banged up with the physicality they play with.
Well, and that's where, I think I mentioned in my press conference earlier, I mean, Darius Washington has done such an extraordinary job. And, he's somebody that has played all 5 positions up front. And for him to go in there and you operate the way he did at center, I mean, he played a really good game, and there's just still so many things that he allows us to do. Bless Harris was coming off, being the ACC lineman of the week. We followed it up today. It was announced that Dimitri Emmanuel was a co-offensive lineman of the week for the ACC. It's a good thing when you have linemen that are being recognized as top performers in the conference. And, those guys, they battle. And Coach Atkins has done a great job with them. And just their maturity, their ownership, and, obviously the execution has been something that's big, even with a few starters that were out.
On Jordan's run, which was amazing, weaving his way through, on that play, Darius Washington held up, and when he could have put a blindside block on somebody, I mean, what does that experience say about what your guys, how they knew what to do?
That's a great point, because there was 2, Darius and Jeremiah Byers both screened off blocks when, there could have been an opportunity to take a shot which could result in a penalty, but those guys showed maturity. They were able to screen the block and did a wonderful job allowing Jordan to go get the first down, and that was a big play in the game.
Yeah, we're seeing it here right now with what those guys did. They're pretty impressive by those 2. Impressive, to say the least. Mike Norvell's Florida State football team playing at an impressive level right now, and they're getting ready to head up north to Boston to take on the Eagles from Boston College. Talk about that and more here in a moment. Hey, fans, Alumni Hall is your ultimate fan shopping experience. Head to Alumni Hall in Miracle Plaza or visit alumnihall.com for the best shopping, but also for the ultimate Seminole sweepstakes. Enter for a chance to win 4 tickets to the FSU Duke game, hospitality passes, and a $200 gift card from Alumni Hall. That's Alumni Hall, where FSU fans shop. More to come live from Couches in College Town as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Having some fun coming up in moments. We will talk and hear from Florida State wide receiver Keon Coleman, who is off to one heck of a start to begin this season, and Chris Thompson as well. Can't wait to talk to Coach, Deputy Head Coach, and tight ends coach here at Florida State. I know you were pretty happy when number 4 said he was coming to Tallahassee. He has done some amazing things so far.
Yeah, I mean, for all the things you've seen on the field, who he is off the field is what brings such joy to be able to coach that young man. I love coaching him. I mean, he truly wants to be great, and he's got all the talent in the world, all the ability. But when you watch him work, when you watch him pour into his teammates, you watch how supportive he is throughout the games and just the practices and workouts. I mean, he's somebody you want to cheer for, and he's made the most of his opportunities. Had definitely a special play there, one that will be remembered. I'm definitely going to keep that picture.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was a great picture of him hurdling the young man, but he's done a wonderful job, and like I said, not just for what he's doing on the field, but who he is off the field, and just honored that I get to coach him.
Yeah, he's been just a joy to watch go out and perform and play. This is obviously a day that everyone in our country and around the world remembers in so many ways. 22 years ago today, the tragic 9/11 events all around our country. We are going to Boston College, Coach. It's the Red Bandana game, which, if you don't know the background on that, Google Wells Crowther, ESPN. There's been documentaries done on this. It'll be an emotional game, and it's a day where all of us will never forget, obviously, as well.
Yeah, and obviously, I talked to Coach Hafley, at one of our head coaches, meetings there this spring, and that this was going to be the game, and he was able to share a little bit more about Wells and just who he was. Obviously, he gave the ultimate sacrifice, and I think it is a special event that they do in this Red Bandana game, and all the respect for him, and the thoughts for his family, and all of his loved ones that had to go through that. But it is definitely going to be an emotional atmosphere, one that is to be respected. We talked to our players about it there last night or Sunday night.
Yeah.
just a little bit about the past and the history, and it's going to be a heck of an atmosphere to go play in.
Yeah, absolutely. As Florida State gets ready for Boston College, that's a noon Eastern kick Saturday at Alumni Stadium. We'll let Coach lead with this. Our Scott and Wallace keys to success, a key to a successful week here, Coach, ahead to get ready for BC. Your thoughts on the Eagles and the challenge coming up on Saturday on the road?
This is going to be a physical matchup, and we're going to have to work to own the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a challenge in regards to that. This is one of the best offensive lines, in our league, and it's one that they last year they went through a lot of challenges. Just with injuries, and but for them, you watch them play. I mean, they're tough, hard nosed. They've made a quarterback change. They've got a very athletic, quarterback that can extend plays. And obviously defensively, they're going to attack. And that's Coach Hafley's a great defensive mind, has definitely been very successful throughout his career. So we got to go on the road and we got to play Florida State football. And it's going to come down to being disciplined. It's going to come down to our overall execution, and then being able to block out all the things that are on the outside and just focus on our daily improvement and how we prepare. And I think our team has a great mindset of coming into this week and obviously what needs to be done.
Yep. Scott and Wallace, the official law firm of Florida State Athletics. Scott and Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. Coach, thanks so much for your time. We always appreciate you coming out and sharing your thoughts with us, and we look forward to seeing your team again play on Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate everybody coming out and look forward to seeing you next week. Go Noles.
Mike Norvell, the head football coach of the Florida State Seminoles. Hey, get free local news and weather 24/7. Just search WTXL on your favorite streaming device and to watch local news and weather on your time. Keon Coleman's up next, folks. Get ready. Can't wait to talk with the standout wideout for Florida State football. That's on the way as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network. To the main table, but he certainly left us with a highlight we'll all be talking about, and it'll play on the video board at Doak Campbell Stadium for a long, long time. One of the great new additions to Florida State football and making his presence felt already. Give it up, everybody. Mr. Keon Coleman here with us.
I appreciate you having me.
How are you doing? It's great to see you. Thanks so much for the time. What's this meant so far, early in the season to you?
I mean, it's just been a great experience, the fans taking me in, my teammates taking me in, how they did. And we just looking forward to keep playing games and winning. I'm having fun.
Good. We are having fun watching you play. I'll tell you that, and watching your teammates play right now. As all of our conversations with our Florida State student athletes brought to you by The Battle's End. By joining The Battle's End, you directly support FSU student athletes. Get involved today by joining The Battle's End at thebattlesend.com. Well, talk about your journey a little bit. You're a guy from the state of Louisiana, started out at Michigan State, and you were looking for a new home. And I know in listening to some of your conversations in the offseason, you're looking back to getting to the South and playing college football at a great program. We're certainly happy you're wearing the garnet and gold, obviously, Keon. Kind of walk us through your journey and getting to Tallahassee.
Really just, it started with, out of high school, trusting Mel Tucker, going there, having a great 2 years there, developing into pretty much the player I am today, and just taking those experiences on, and, once I hit the portal, looking to come back down south and make an impact on the team that, had a bunch of great players on there. So I'm just looking to go out there and chase a championship with a bunch of guys that can, that really can do that.
Yeah.
And, seeing y'all had Jordan Travis, Johnny, a bunch of guys, a great O-line. I love those guys. That played a big factor. When they can block, it can give you time to get downfield, to give Jordan a chance to trust it and just, let the ball go and do what he do.
Yeah.
And, I came down here, enjoyed my visit. I probably overextended my stay, but it don't matter. I'll have fun out here, And, I felt I didn't want to leave, and, it just happened.
Yeah.
Great conversation with Coach Norvell, trusted what he was going to get done. And, we're off to a 2-0 start, and we're looking to continue to go on.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about all those items there, but I know the culture of this place, what Coach Norvell has instilled, and with the returning players like Jordan and Trey and Johnny and Jared Verse and those guys coming back when they could have moved on and tested the waters in the National Football League, that probably had to speak volumes, I would imagine, about as you were deciding where you wanted to go, about what was going on down here in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, they had to love something about it to not go to the NFL and chase that dream. They wanted to come back another year. So that tells me they wanted to win some more games.
Yeah,
Lucky
absolutely.
to be a part of it.
Yep, we are happy you're a part of it certainly as well. Your play on the field, you have growing up, obviously, and in college, you got to play some basketball. Also, it shows the way you are able to get in the air and make plays and make it happen. How does that background help you as a football player at times with what you're able to do out there and making some big-time things happen?
I mean, the quick cutting ability and the leaping ability to, tracking the ball and all that's fundamentals. That just, the basketball and football goes hand in hand. And, that's pretty much what I started at with basketball. And it just, been carrying me this whole way along with learning the techniques of football and just getting better at that. It just, it creates kind of a unfair, I'm trying to find a word for it. It just creates an unfair matchup when you have all those things going for you, that background that I have in basketball. So it just helps give an extra edge.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the play on the sidelines. Now, I'm watching it live happen. You made a great move, first of all. I thought you were going to go out of bounds. And you made a move, and you lost the first defender, and you sized the next guy up, didn't you? I saw you starting to size him up. What's going through your head about 7 or 8 steps before you make the hurdle which is essentially the Eric Coleman highlight that we're all going to talk about for a long, long time. What's going on as you're sizing it up?
I mean, once I did catch it, I was like, all right, we got to make this first guy miss. He didn't seem like he wanted to really tackle me. And then, a lot of times in the game they were going low. I had a few plays before that. I didn't, it wasn't the prettiest of landing when I fell out of bounds and stuff. So when I caught it and I seen it was just me and him, I wanted to truck him, but I saw the end zone past him. I was like, I'm going to try to score it. Then I felt he was going to go low, and I just jumped and tried to get there. It just kind of happened like that.
Yeah.
More so reaction. But I wanted to hurdle him. I ain't lying to you. I wanted to do it.
Yeah. Well, you definitely got there. That's a moment we're all going to certainly appreciate and talk about for a long, long time. Hey, Keon, talk about the rhythm of this offense right now. You mentioned Jordan, the offensive line, giving him time to make plays, and a deep, confident wide receiver room as well. All that coming together. What does that do for the flow, the rhythm of this offense, the way you guys are moving the ball and scoring points right now?
I mean, it's pretty wild, and you can't leave out the run game. It all starts with the run game. Once that's clicking, Jordan stick the ball like he's going to give it to the running back and fake it. We got a lot of room back there to run because safeties, Trey back there, LT back there, Rodney back there. The safety's going to pay attention to that. So, with the O-line blocking for that, we have great run game. It's like you got to play honest on the back end, and then we have Jaheim that can pretty much play everywhere, like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
And you have me, Johnny Deuce, Tron. You got a lot of guys that's in that receiver room that's going to make some plays too. So you really it's hard to kind of disturb the rhythm. Mm-hmm. Only people that can stop that is us, when we not executing when we need to be. But for the most part, I don't think it's really no way to just prevent us from doing what we are going to do. So
12 catches, 170 yards, and 4 touchdowns in 2 games, ladies and gentlemen. Keon Coleman with us. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and it's a lot of fun to watch you play. Congratulations. Keep it up. Keep it rolling. Thank you so much.
Here.
There you
Appreciate
go.
y'all coming
Keon
out.
Coleman, ladies and gentlemen, Florida State wide receiver with us here at Couches in College Town. Hey, as a veteran-owned business, Carver's Discount Cleaners provides high-quality dry cleaning services at affordable prices. Visit one of the 3 Tallahassee locations for convenient same-day services. Don't get taken to the cleaners. Choose Carver's. Carver's Cleaners, the proud dry cleaning partner of Inside Seminole Football. We'll take a break. Deputy head coach and tight ends coach Chris Thompson up next as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network. I rolled along, 2-0 Florida State football team, number 3 in all of college football, ladies and gentlemen, and we're having a lot of fun. Watching this team go out and work and get better and compete, there's no question about that. Getting ready for Boston College coming up on Saturday afternoon. Hey, in town for a game this fall, stay at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown, located in an iconic round building across from the Florida State University campus. Parking always complimentary, plus free shuttle service to the airport and to Campbell Stadium. Make your hotel reservations at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee, downtown today. We give a big round of applause, folks, for Chris Thompson, deputy head coach, tight ends coach here at FSU. Great to have you, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Great to be here, Jeff. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks so much for the time. how much fun are you having, you and this staff having, going to work, putting the plan together, and putting these guys in positions to succeed here so far early in the season?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun just because you have a team that's highly motivated and, you know, and in it for each other. I mean, these guys have worked really hard since January and coming together as a group, and you can just tell each day you walk in the building the motivation's high, and they want to accomplish and play at their, you know, play their best.
Yeah. You just talked to Keon Coleman a moment ago. What's that young man mean to this team just a short amount of time with his presence on and off the field, and obviously what we're seeing from him on game days as well? Pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, his production, you know, speaks for itself, what he's been able to do the first couple of games. But what I've noticed is just his approach, his work ethic. He's provided a lot of leadership. You know, it's unusual for a guy to come in, and he came in the summer, and you know, it's unusual to mesh in as quickly as he has, and it just speaks to his character. And you know, he's provided, like I said, a lot of leadership. Guys are following his lead. He's working extremely hard and obviously making plays and bringing a lot of great energy every day.
Yeah, Coach, 66 points Saturday night. It was everybody doing it. It wasn't just the starters. Everybody got in, really took advantage of the opportunities that they had out there on the field. What really stood out to you about how this offensive group went out, executed from, you know, player number one all the way down to a young freshman and a walk-on going out and making it happen?
Yeah, just what you just said. You know, guys staying focused throughout the game, knowing that they might get in a little bit later as the game unfolded, and the young guys went in and operated at a high level. And you know, some of the things you credit Southern Miss early in the game. They did a great job defending us in some ways, and so we had to kind of find some different ways to attack them, and credit Coach Norvell and Coach Atkins for doing that, and the players for responding. But all, like you said, all the way the veterans, all the way down to the young guys did a really good job.
Yeah. One thing about this offense, you know, from afar, when we watch your group within it, is you got a lot of guys that are going to have to be versatile, do a lot of things, line up different parts of the formation all across the field. Kind of take us into that thought process, the way you coach your room up in that tight end room, and the different bodied athletes that you have that have to go out there. You ask them to do a lot on the field.
Yeah, we do. I mean, they have to be really versatile and, like you said, line up in different spots, in line and in the backfield, in the slot, out wide. I mean, they're having to learn a lot of information. Coach Norvell, Coach Atkins is going to challenge those guys every day with different formations, different looks. And then the execution of the technique that they have to bring, and then be great in special teams, you know. And so it's basically a daily approach of whatever we can do to help the team win, and whatever that looks like.
Yep. One of the we talk about, you know, the roster, the retention, the returning players, but obviously excited about a lot of the newcomers as well. One of those guys is Jaheim Bell, a versatile young man that has come in and especially in that LSU game provided some fireworks, rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown. That had been done in an opener by a Florida State player since Nick Maddox back in 2000 got it done. When you knew that Jaheim was going to be a focal point of this offense, what was it about his work ethic and what he could do that really provided some different options for you guys?
Well, he just, you know, since he got here in the spring, just has really, really worked to learn, and all the different spots, the things that we've asked him to do, which is basically be a tight end, a running back, and a receiver type player, and even you know, potentially some quarterback alignments and stuff like that as the season goes. So he's had to learn a lot of information, which he's got a high aptitude to learn all that. He's done a really good job of focusing every week, and you know, he's allowed us, with his ability to learn, to put him in a lot of different spots and create some opportunities for him and us.
Another guy that is also a newcomer to this team that's fit right in with his work ethic and how he approaches it is Kyle Morlock, two-time Division II All-American, and seems like he fits the mold of a guy, again, like Jaheim, not from a standpoint of lining him up like Jaheim, but he can block, he's sure-handed, and he's really, I think, taken everything you've asked him to do in stride in a lot of ways, in a lot of respects, Coach.
Yeah, he has. He's, you know, his intelligence is high as well. He's done a great job of learning all of it, and he really operates. He runs routes, you know, like a receiver does, but he's really worked to come along as a blocker and provide some presence in the run game. So both those guys have been a big addition.
Yep. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more with Chris Thompson, deputy head coach and tight ends coach, talking about his room and getting his thoughts on the matchup coming up Saturday in the ACC opener at Boston College. Hey, Florida State Athletics would like to thank Grassroots Coffee for their support of Florida State football. Order from Grassroots Coffee for your home or business today at grassrootscoffee.com or find it at a store, restaurant, or coffee shop near you. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. More coming up live from Cush's here in College Town as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Made some changes as far as what they're doing with their quarterback play, and defensively, a group that is going to dig in on you, and they got some returners we saw a year ago that have some experience out there in ACC play.
Yeah, they're a really physical group, really sound, really well coached group, and there's a couple of guys that can create some havoc on that defense but collectively they play hard as a whole and play really sound. So it'll be a great challenge for us.
Yep. One of your returners had a pretty special moment on Saturday night. That's Marqueston Douglas, who made some big plays throughout the entire year last season, had a go-ahead touchdown catch in the Cheez-It Bowl versus Oklahoma. And then on Saturday night, once Tate got him the football, I wouldn't want to get in front of that guy, Coach. That's a big man rumbling down that far sideline.
He is. He made a really good catch over there, made a couple of guys miss, and turned on the speed. He's got impressive speed for a man that size. So.
Yeah. How does his growth as just understanding what it takes day by day at this level of college football, how has that continued to progress as he's understood what you guys are asking him to do?
It's been great. It's been fun to watch because he was pretty much just a basketball player in high school, played just the one fall semester of his senior year of football. So, when you look back at where he was at that time, and he was in part of our first recruiting class when we first got here, and where he is now, it's fun to watch, what him and Preston both have developed, and they came in at the same time, and so seeing their growth and what they've done, and in addition to the two new guys, has been really fun to watch.
Yep. The additions of Jaheim, Kyle with your room, coupled with what you guys brought in along the offensive line, how have you liked how that whole unit has come together and meshed even in just 2 games to try and open things up for the running game with Trey, LT, and company?
It's been really good. I mean, those the 2 new guys have really had to learn all the things and how that works with the offensive line, and then Preston, Marqueston have a lot of experience, and then guys like Byers and Casey Roddick, those guys have come in and just fit in, done a great job, and all those guys. I'm leaving some guys out, but we all have to work together and communicate, and it's been really good so far. And we're still evolving in that.
Give me your thoughts, keys for this week. Gets going tomorrow as you guys implement the game plan and have a big practice on Tuesday.
Yeah, tomorrow's always base thoughts and then short yardage goal line type thoughts, and then Wednesday's more third down, third and medium, third and long type stuff. And so, just having a clear understanding of what Boston College is going to try to do to us, and then what Coach Norvell, Coach Atkins how they want to attack, and have that consistency each week.
Yep. Coach, always great seeing you. Yep. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate you.
It's Chris Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, Deputy Head Coach and Tight Ends Coach here at Florida State. Hey, calling all Hungry Knowles fans, every Friday this fall is Football Fridays at Tijuana Flats. Get a free taco and chips with the purchase of a medium drink every Friday by wearing your Knowles gear at participating Tijuana Flats locations across the state of Florida. Wear your gear, buy a drink, get a free taco and chips every Friday only at Tijuana Flats, TijuanaFlats.com. That's going to do it for us. We had some fun, right? Enjoyed it, getting back to Cush's. We'll see you here next Monday night. And we'll look forward to getting to Boston College this weekend as well. Good night, and go Knowles. Thanks, everybody.